My name is Mitchell Swords, and in this video I'm going to be talking about eportfolios, specifically the application via Google Sites. And so Google Sites is one of the many different Google products out there for education in the GAF or Google Apps for Ed suite, where students and teachers can create websites for free using their Google accounts. So in eportfolios, to show deeper learning, we need to also show creation and show student work over time. And so being able to merge Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Drive in general with an e-platform like Google Sites, it makes it possible to share it to the world. So why choose Google Sites? Well, Google Sites works with Google Apps for Ed, so all the features that you can integrate and embed with Google Apps are available to you in Google Sites. You can also share templates, or you can collaboratively work on one. So for instance, for a portfolio application, you as the teacher can share a particular website with your student who can then work on it intermittently, and you have the rights to be able to see what they're working on and be able to add some comments to them as they're working on it. It's very easy to use. A couple years ago, I used to use, I looked at Google Sites to create a blogging website for my students to use, and I found it very not as user-friendly. They've updated since then, and it's a lot more easier to use, and it has a lot more features recently. So I highly recommend checking it out. You can quickly embed files as well. So what might be some of the drawbacks? It sounds great. Well, the age limit is 13, so unless you have a Google Apps for Ed account, that 13 plus age limit is a regulation that you probably have to keep your websites in-house. So you have an enclosed network of your students, so your teachers and parents and school district can probably see the Google site or eportfolio, but not the world, and so it kind of limits the connectedness and the creation and sharing that would be an eportfolio plus. There's also some limits in formatting. So you are having to work within the confines of a drag and drop. So it's not a bad thing. It's actually very easy for lower grade levels to be able to work with. But if you wanted some complete autonomy on how it looks, it's going to limit you there. One final drawback is you can't share a template district-wide or over a large audience. You can't just send it out to everybody and have the exact same website from Google Sites. You would have to walk students through creating that format. And so as a result, it's not going to be uniform, but in the end, an eportfolio needs to be student-centered, and so that may not be a bad thing, but it would be an extra step in creating a standardized eportfolio. So some ways that I've seen it used, some of the teachers that I've worked with have tried out Google Sites in terms of eportfolios in data collection. So our school uses student-led conferences in the spring, and so our students collect their data from CDTs and PSSAs and their Lexile levels in TeamViz to show growth over time. And in the spring, they're able to show all of that data to their teachers and to their parents in the spring for their year of learning. So we use Google Sites for that. As well as blogging is another way that teachers will use eportfolios with their students. They may do a weekly reflection on a book or a subject that they're doing in class. Eportfolios can be used as project portfolios where they're showing projects and their growth in their practice or in their curriculum throughout the school year in order to present it later on. Eportfolios have also gone to the whole child in the form of All About Me web pages where it takes academic, behavioral, and interests of the child in mind, where students can explore their own interests within their website that they see as growth throughout the years, and it travels with them throughout their academic career. So Google Sites can house all of this for an eportfolio. It has some great advantages and very powerful aspects to it, but it does have some drawbacks. In fact, this entire screencast was done through a Google site I created in less than a half hour. I've added videos to it, I've added links and pictures and Google searches for images as well.